So I have it in gear right now. All right, let's start our data log. All right. All right, let's put it in neutral. Let's stop our log here. And we'll call this boost control pool 1. Let's see what's going to look like here. Now let's quickly look at the dyno screen here and just pan across. And we can see we turned up the boost. We're going to be seeing how much the boost went up to, but we turn it up a little bit. We see the torque went up to 370, and our horsepower here is about 390 right now. So we've definitely increased the boost. But let's jump into our actual data log here and evaluate things. So Control O, and let's jump in here to boost control pool 1, and let's take a look. So the first thing I want to evaluate before I even look at my boost control, what does my fuel look like? We can see that we went up here to our engine load to 13.6, so we actually went up a little bit higher. We were at around 11.5. We can see that our air fuel here is still holding approximate. We can see that our blue line here, that's our target air fuel, and then the green line is our actual air fuel, so it's tracking pretty straight. But we can find that we have to add a little bit of feedback in here. The feedback is kicking in, and we can see that it looks like it's adding about 2-3%. Only about 1 to 2% here, around 4,000. So 5 to 6,000, it's adding some. So let's jump into our fuel table real quick. Let's take care of that. Let's jump in here at about 6,000. I'm going to go here from about 9 pounds and up. Just click E and add 3%, and just do V and just blend that a little bit. So what we're going to be finding here, actually don't like that. Step down a little bit. Let's just go use my plus key here. Jump into the table. Just sort of blend that in. We're going to be finding here as we go up and boost, our boost compensation that we set up should be pretty close, but we are going to have to tweak some things as we go along, especially if the turbo is not linear. If we find that as we get up higher and higher in boost, the back pressure starts to pick up, we're going to be finding that that's going to affect the engine's efficiency, and we can't model that in the boost compensation. Or if our fuel pump doesn't have correct flow rate and it can't keep up with the power delivery that we're trying to make, we're going to be finding that the boost compensation is not going to be linear either. But what we should see is just very small differences as we're finding 3-4%. That's pretty much nothing. And we're tracking as we went up in boost. So I really didn't have to do anything to my boost control because I have that boost comp set up. Now another thing I want to point out here real quick, we talked about this. If we kind of look here, let's just blend this in just a little bit here. We talked about looking at our actual kind of our two-dimensional look here over a three-dimensional table, and I'm just sort of blending these values in just so they're nice and smooth. Okay, that should be good. Looking at the profile right here of where it kind of comes up and comes down, if we go and jump and look at our torque curve right now, and we look, we're going to be seeing that same trend. Well, so we're going to be seeing our peak here as it's kind of rising, and this range here is going to be around the 4,000, 5,000. That's where we see our peak torque or our torque band. And then as we start to get up in engine RPM, this starts to fall off, and we can see that the torque also starts to fall off at the RPM. So the way the shape of this curve is going to look just like our torque curve. This isn't a volumetric efficiency fuel modeling, but it will have very similar characteristics when we're looking at our fuel